Hi everyone, it's Jeff Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. We are independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators based in the UK. So if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, and the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase from our online shop, and the links and the supplies will be down on the description below. So this is a card that I created for our YouTube live the other week. And it comes out like that with the Daisy Lane bundle with the medium daisy punch. So I thought I'd create another one for the Creating Kindness hop. So we do a blog hop and a video hop every first Thursday of the month. Check the description below as well for the links to the blog post and as well as for the next video in the hop. So for today, I'm actually going to change it up and using the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits dies with the Beauty Abounds stamp set. I've gone ahead and pre-cut a couple of things and stuck them down. So this one I've used the die. So the thinner one, I've die cut the pineapple punch. And then for the other one, I die cut in the basic black. I've used Tombow to stick that down. I've only put glue on the main areas, so some of it are actually not stuck down, but it's just easier that way. And I've also pre-cut another one, so just that top left there, again in black and pineapple punch. For my base card, I've done 8 1/4 by 5 1/2 and then score that in half, so that'll be 4 1/8. This will fit US letter size and A4 size as well. For my topper inside, I've done 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then the Garden Lane DSP I'm gonna add onto there, so it's double-sided. That one is 2 1/2 by 4 inch, so that will just create a nice border around. And I'm gonna have this one on the left, so that's 1 inch by the height of your card base. I've also punched that one, the Garden Lane Designer Series paper with a 2-inch punch. So I'll have that at the front with one of these. Okay. So for my mechanism, I've gone ahead and done those as well. So measurements can be found on our blog as well as previous video, YouTube live, but I'll quickly just go through it. So we have 3 1/2 by 1 inch, scored at 1, 2, 3, and then just burnish that. This one slightly altered, just so because I found during the live that I've actually made it quite long. So this one is 3 inch by 3/4 of an inch, scored at 3/4, 1 1/2, and 2 1/4, and then create a V fold there. This one is the same size, but that's going to be for the arm, so you don't need to score that and burnish that. This one is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, scored at 3/4 of an inch, turn, and then 3/4 of an inch halfway through. Okay, so I'll just re-burnish these. There we go. And then this one, just burnish it normally. And just make sure all of the score lines are really folded. And then that one you go back in itself and then create the diagonal, or crease the diagonal even, and then you push that down and then fold it up, so it creates that type of shape. And then just use your bone folder again to just make sure all of the creases are nice and tight down. There we go. So for this card, I will continue with these just to show you what I was planning on doing. I do think it's quite a really bright color, so I'm gonna do a bit of sponging on that just to take it down and add a bit of different color. And I'll quickly show you what I meant about adding glue onto this. You can use fine tip glue pen, but this one is such a big area, so once you've gone back, once you've added the glue to all of the areas that you want, by the time that you stick it down, it might have dried already. So with the Tombow, it just makes it easier. So only in a couple of places, and then just line that up. There you go. And then I'm just gonna cut that down. So following, actually this one I'm gonna use that one, so I'm gonna follow this butterfly. So going in and then going out. So it's got the nice curve. And this one I'm gonna I'm gonna cut this off, but I need 2 of those. So I'm gonna follow the big butterfly. There you go. So you have a nice curve there, but then that one's cut off a little bit. So I'm gonna actually use this one for the front, and I'm just gonna hide that bit. Okay, so let's get some ink and a dauber. I'm gonna use Mango Melody just to add a bit of added color. There you go. So I've just added the Mango Melody on those, and then on these as well. And I think that's all of the sponging done. So let's make the card. Let's fold that in half and burnish it. So at the front, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna have that there. And then the one with the funky bottom, gonna go there. And then I was just gonna have a sentiment running across there. Okay, I'll just get the sentiment. Right, I'm just gonna keep it simple and do the for you. I'm actually gonna stamp as well the spray. So if I'm gonna have that there, I'm just gonna add that on soft sea foam. And then on the top left. There you go. I'm just gonna add that on. Actually, that looks nice, isn't it? Doesn't it, shall I say? Okay. Yeah, I'll do it that way. And I'm just eyeballing that in the middle. I'm just gonna keep it flat. And then have a strip there. So that's the front done. I'll go and do the inside. So I'm gonna mark 2" with a pencil. And that's where we're gonna put this one. So we will stick that down. So the 1" square, stick that down. And just make sure it doesn't go all over and over that score line. So on the left of the fold, stick that down. And then burnish. And then the next one, you'll do the end. Again, add glue. And then, so the second score line, fold it down, and then fold that down, fold it up and over. Wait a couple of seconds, take it back down, and then because it's still wet, what you could do is just reinforce that down with your bone folder, and then that should still be okay. So, okay, yep. So that's the first one. So for the other mechanism, I did it going that way with the upside down, and I'm gonna have it lower down. So with this one, add glue there. And over here, and then again the end. So that one fold with the point. Yeah, fold it with a point and then close it down. So you can pinch the point and then guide that down there. Wait a couple of seconds. It didn't stick. If you have a sticky area, get an embossing body as well, which I thought I had. Yeah, right next to me. So just take the stickiness away. Just make sure that folds down. So that's your mechanism. And this one, cut off one corner. So take the top left off. And fold that up slightly. So you're just gonna stick is that correct? Yeah, there. So you're only gonna add glue onto this area. And then that's gonna go, how did I have it again? That way. So make sure you're going to the right of that fold. There. Any excess glue. Embossing body. And then when you go like that, it goes down. Okay. So that is done. I'm gonna add this on. So that will create the arm. So with this one, I actually wanted it to go this way and continuing that on towards the left. So I'm gonna add a bit of stamping there and stamping there. So the same as the front, I'm just gonna add in soft sea foam. A bit of stamping there and up there. And because I want that to be in the corner, I'm gonna cut that off because that's gonna be too thick. So just cut it off. So for here, an inch is 4 squares. So I'm aligning that like that, making sure that is 4. Yeah. So so I know that 4 is an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So align that on your grid or use the side of your scissor. So you don't want to cut it, you just making sure you have an inch to the left. So I don't know if you can see it. So I've created a mark. Okay, so I don't know if folding it would have been easier than cutting it. So try it and let me know, please. There we go. Right, that is acceptable. So just adding a load of embossing putty, and then if you have a paintbrush, a dry paintbrush, just brush that off. I'll just go get one. There we go. So any excess glue or stickiness will come off. So again, you don't have to cut that off in the first place, and that's nice in place. That goes down, slightly bulky, but what can you do? So now for the top. So you can keep it all the way out if you want, or you can change the length of it depending on where you want your sentiment. So I'm just gonna add glue to that. And because I'm not gonna use all of it up, I can just cut that off. Okay, and then stick that down there. And then stick this one there. Okay. So hopefully so try it before it dries. Again, it's way too down. I'm not having much luck today, am I? And we'll do it that way. But it's nice to actually see the mistakes as well. That's better. Okay, I don't mind that. So you can see the banner as well. Okay. So just get some of that, brush it off. And I believe, just double check. It looks all right. Right. So there you have it. Another spinner pop-up card with the butterfly thinlits dies. Let's have a look. Butterfly Beauty dies. So the front is there, and then you open it up. So it's probably easier to open it this way, so your finger isn't. There we go. So with a bit of sponging, a lot of die cutting, some fussy cutting, that's alright, but you can do what I've done inside there. So yes, before you stick down anything that pops up on the right hand side, just close it down, ensure that it's not gonna go down and over your card. The same goes for when you close it on the right hand side. You have 3-inch, just over 3-inch of playroom for that side. And then this side, I would say, yeah, the same. So that one is just over the cardstock. So with the 2-inch from the top, when you close it, it actually goes all the way quite close. So if you keep within side of that right hand side edge, you should be okay, he says. So you can add a bit more on there if you want to, which I was hoping it was going to be up there, but that didn't work out, but that's okay. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today for the spinner pop-up card with the butterfly beauty dies and the beauty abounds stamp set. Check out the description below for the next Creating Kindness video hop, as well as the supplies list for this project. Thanks again. Until next time. Bye!